And Dikembe Mutombo. I mean, that's very nice. We all know Dikembe. We all covered Dikembe. He was in the Denver Post newsroom last week.
Yep.
He has that effervescence about him.
It's amazing.
He's got the finger. Did he give you the finger wag?
Oh, yeah. He did it to all of us. It was great. It was one of the highlights of my career, getting finger wagged by Dikembe.
There was a guy, you were here when you came here.
Dikembe?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
I was standing 5 feet from him when he was holding the ball over his head on the floor of Key Arena in Seattle after the 8th seeded Nuggets beat the number 1 seed Seattle Supersonics.
Well,
I loved covering Dikembe.
He came in. He really came from intelligent parents. That I think his father was involved. See, now my memory fails, but his father was sort of an ambassador, and they had taught him extremely well, and they taught him to be extremely kind and to help other people.
Do you think he's more proud of his basketball career or what he's doing from a humanitarian standpoint these days?
I asked him that when he was in the office, and he said, the work he's done off the court is just one of his proudest things. I mean, he built a $30 million hospital in Congo. It's amazing what he's done.
And what he's done with Basketball Without Borders, what he's done in this country, and how he's he was probably the first great player from Africa. I'm trying to think of who might have been before him, because there was Manute Bol, but he wasn't a great player. Dikembe was
Manute was what, the Sudan? Is that where Manute was from?
Yeah. I think that Dikembe was the first great African player. People go, wow, that's strange, African Americans, but the African aspect of his life, and he spoke 7 languages, and I couldn't understand him in any one of the languages, including English.
And a great laugh.
He had such a lift, and he still does, to his voice. That it's maybe one of the most unique voices I've ever heard in my
It's almost
life.
like a Muppet character.
Yeah, exactly.
Not in my place.
And what you might, in doing all your research again, but what I'll remember, that's why I knew you were here when he came here, is first time we saw him in a real game, and it was an exhibition game, exhibition game was against the New York Knicks, I believe, in Fort Collins at Colorado State in Moby Gym, and he had about 35 points because they had a coach that just ran and didn't play defense, and all of the Patrick Ewing and all the Knicks were just laughing their ass off. They were just laughing away because the game was like 148 to 137, and they just sat on the bench laughing. This is never going to work, which it didn't. But Dikembe really loved it. He was a rookie. He was going to average, because he wasn't much of an offensive player, he was going to average like 30 points a game, because that's the way it started out. If you look at his in his rookie year, when you were going through his stats, you'll see he averaged 20 points or something, approaching 20 points, and he never did again. But it's what his defense was that made him so significant in this league. Shot blocker, rebounder.
Yep, one of the greatest defensive centers ever.
Nicki, what are you working on the digital side for the Denver Post right now?
Whatever they tell me to. Finishing up.
That's a journalist.
I just finished talking to Spencer Haywood, so we'll have another follow-up piece on him.
Oh, great.
And then get back into Rockies, Nuggets for the last 6 games, Broncos.
All right, we'll look for the Spencer Haywood piece.
Excellent.
Thanks,
If you
Nicki.
had who would you say is going to win more games between now and the end of the season, the Avalanche or the Nuggets?
Well, it's not many games either way you look
Well,
at
I know
it.
it's about 5 or 6 games for both of them, but I'd ask both of you.
Maybe the question is,
Who's gonna finish
will
stronger?
either team win a game before the end of the season?
Well, it depends if the Nuggets decide to stick with this tanking thing. So I said
They
it.
can't even tank.
She is Nicki Jhabvala. She is the sports digital editor for the Denver Post. And read what she writes about Spencer Haywood and Dikembe Mutombo, 2 new Basketball Hall of Famers. Thanks,
Yes.
Nicki.
Thank you, guys.
All right.